Welcome to Pour the Wine. It's Rom-Com Time, where we'll sip some wine and review all things rom-com on the Hallmark Channel. I'm Amy.
And I'm Garry, and I'm pouring.
You're pouring. Your job is to pour the wine.
Yes.
Pour in a cab sauv.
I actually
Our
practiced
favorite?
this.
Oh, you practice pouring?
Yes.
Like you needed practice.
Yes.
Come on now. Should we get right into it?
Yeah, why not?
Today, we're reviewing episode 4, of Holidazed, The Woods Family. It originally aired on November 28th, 2024 on Hallmark Plus and aired on the Hallmark Channel on Sunday, July 13th, 2025 during Christmas in July.
Christmas in July.
Can you believe
baby.
it? We're halfway through the year.
Yes.
I can't believe it.
Me either. We would love it if you would click that follow button on your favorite podcast platform so you don't miss an episode. If you listen on Apple or Spotify, you can also leave us a review, and hopefully it's a positive one.
So don't miss an episode. I like the way you said that.
You can also find us on YouTube and social media, Facebook, Instagram, Blue Sky, X, and Threads.
All the socials. You can also email us at pourthewine@gmail.com. Shoot us an email. We'd love to hear from you, what you think about the podcast, what you think about Holidazed.
Yep.
The families on Oaks Lane.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Let
yeah.
us know. We'd love to hear from you. We might even read it on the pod, and we'll definitely respond.
Yes, we will.
As long as it's, a nice email.
A nice
You
email. So, you want to tell us who's in this one?
Sure.
All right.
Rochelle Lafar plays Sylvie Woods. Her Hallmark work includes The Secrets of Bella Vista and Mora's Lighthouse in 2022. Some of her other work is the series Proven Innocent. She was in for 13 episodes in 2019. She was in the popular Under the Dome that we watched. We really liked that from 2013 to 2015. Wasn't it Stephen King?
Yes.
Is that correct?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. She's largely known for playing Victoria in the Twilight movies, and those were released in 2008, 2009, and 2012. I think the third one, she might have been credited but wasn't in.
Right.
But she played Victoria was kind of like the mean vampire or whatever. I don't know. And then there was a series that she was in between 2006 and 2007. She was in 11 episodes, and it was called What About Brian? And I loved that series and was sad when it went away. Barry Watson, do you know who that is?
No.
He was the star. He was in Seventh Heaven. He was the oldest sibling in Seventh Heaven. Yeah. And Matthew Davis was in it, and Matthew Davis played Warner in Legally Blonde. What, like it's hard? You know who else he was?
What?
And I did not know this until I was doing this research. He was Joel in Grosse Pointe Garden Society, the cop. That's the same guy that was in Legally, but I know. I had no idea. Man. And we loved Grosse Pointe Garden Society, but it did get canceled, but it's worth a watch for one season. I really liked it. They don't give shows enough time, but that's just my.
I know, you gotta give them at least 2 seasons.
But yeah, What About Brian? It was a TV show. Brian is friends with these like 3 different couples, and it's kind of like they're all coupled up, and it's like, what about Brian? They're like in their 30s, and it's kind of cute, So you have a couple that's been married for a while, a couple that's like newly married, right. And so it newly engaged and stuff. So it was cute. I really enjoyed it. But she was in that.
Oh.
Lindy Booth plays Lucy Woods. She was in, for Hallmark, she was in Swept Up by Christmas in 2019, Snow Coming in 2019 also, Under the Autumn Moon and Rocky Mountain Christmas in 2017. More recently, she was in one episode of Tracker in 2024, the TV series Gotham Knights for 3 episodes in 2023, and we know and love her from The Librarians. Yes, another really good show.
Yes.
She was in 42 episodes of that between 2014 and 2018, and she was in 44 episodes of Relic Hunter between 1999 and 2001.
Oh, wow.
Bella Grace plays Annie Woods. She has 5 acting credits, and she had one other Hallmark production, The Perfect Bride Wedding Bells in 2019. She's also been in 1 episode each of Snowpiercer and Nancy Drew. Those were in 2022, and iZombie in 2019.
Yeah.
Stephen Alaric plays Cole. This is his Hallmark premiere. He had a ton of series listed for like an episode. So he's worked a lot, done like single episodes. He was in Squid Game.
Right.
Or is it Squid Games? Squid Game. And The Irrational, 1 episode each in 2024. Chicago Fire for 1 episode in 2022. Station 19 in 2020. The Rookie in 2018. And Relic Hunter. He was also in Relic Hunter in 1999.
All right.
Lennox Leacock plays Max Lewin. Now, we will talk about him in the next episode. He is in this episode for a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we'll talk about him when we get to the Lewin family, which is episode number 5.
Yes.
Keisha Haynes plays Janet. For Hallmark, she was in Welcome to Mamas in 2022, A Christmas to Cherish in 2019, Time for Me to Come Home for Christmas in 2018. And some of her other work includes she was in a Christmas movie called Christmas Takes Flight for CBS in 2021. She's in 1 episode of A Million Little Things in 2020, 1 episode of Unreal in 2018, and 1 episode of iZombie in 2017.
Oh, wow.
There's like repeats of these.
Yes, exactly.
Zara Nico Sishani plays Stephanie. She's got 8 credits and 5 are shorts. For Hallmark, she was in The Christmas House in 2020. And I want to see this one. It's Robert Buckley's in it. Treat Williams, Jonathan Bennett.
Williams.
Yeah, Jonathan Bennett.
Okay.
And Sharon Lawrence. We haven't seen that, but I've heard good things about that one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. She was also in 5 episodes of the series Happy Face, which is on Paramount Plus.
Awesome.
There you go.
And that's the list, huh?
That's the list.
Oh, well, awesome. So, time to drop the synopsis?
Time to drop the synopsis. Let's go. You want to drop it?
Sure, I'll drop it.
Drop it like it's
a
hot.
hot mic.
Okay, like a hot mic.
Lucy and her sister Sylvie have been at odds since their mom's sudden passing when they were little kids. Now, as adults, Sylvie's home for Hanukkah and wants to spice things up.
Yeah, now we'll probably give away some spoilers in the episode. So if you haven't watched it yet, press pause on us.
Yes.
Go watch it and then
Please
come
do.
back to our recap and review.
Yes. Man.
Yes,
Please do.
man.
So, what did you think?
I think this was an adventure.
Yes, it was.
Enjoyed
There was
this
a lot
one.
of things going on.
So in the first episode, you know, the one that shows all the families,
Yes.
we see Lucy Woods has a crush on Cole, who's like the handyman, and Lucy owns a bakery.
Yep, she does.
Right. And her friend is Janet in the bakery with her, and Janet is trying to, you know, get her to flirt more or have Cole come to her house to fix other things and
trying
you
to
know,
set her
so
up.
She's got the bakery, and then she finds out her sister Sylvie is coming home. And you kind of get the gist that Sylvie is a whirlwind, right? She comes in, she's kind of like a tornado, and not intentionally in a bad way, but just kind of comes in and shakes things up.
She's
and Lucy isn't looking forward to it, you know. So that's kind of where we left the first episode when we last saw them.
Yeah. Interesting.
Said,
Interesting.
So Sylvie shows up.
Yes.
And at the end of the first episode, she is talking with Cole.
Right.
And Lucy walks up and she has to her house. And Sylvie's in there talking with Cole. And Lucy's a little disappointed.
And jelly.
Right. And a little jelly.
Yes.
That her sister just came into town and is already whooping it up with the guy that she has a crush on.
Yeah, but eyes can deceive. Right?
Yes.
Gotta have context in all this.
Right.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I love the dynamic between these two.
The sisters?
Yes. You know, because you have one that's carefree. She's a free spirit.
Yes, you do.
Likes to, you know, go on adventures. And then you have Lucy. She's, you know, she's controlling.
More regimented.
Yeah, she's structured. She's got to have a routine.
She's more serious.
She's more serious, business-wise, family-wise with her daughter.
Right. She doesn't take risks like Sylvie.
And then you have Annie, her daughter.
Lucy's daughter,
who, for me, is like both of them.
Yeah, she's kind of in between.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I felt like that's kind of a cool dynamic to this whole thing.
I agree.
So
I agree.
It's going to be interesting to review it, right?
Yeah. So Sylvie basically tells Lucy, I think Lucy doesn't start off with Lucy letting Sylvie know, like, you were talking to Cole, like, you know, and Sylvie gets the idea that Lucy likes Cole.
Yes.
And she's like, I wasn't, no.
I got
my own man. I got my own boyfriend, you know? So she's like, but I can help you with Cole.
Yes.
You know? And Lucy's like, no, thank you.
And you kind of see Lucy is like, oh, you have a boyfriend.
Okay. Right. And in the meantime, you know, Annie's got this crush on Max.
Yeah.
And Sylvie wants to help her with that.
Yes.
You know, she's kind of chimed right in. Right.
It's just so funny. it's never, I don't think it's ever a good idea when you try to match make somebody, you know, just let it happen naturally.
Just let it happen. And
I mean, you can give a nudge here and a nudge there, but kind of let it happen.
And I think, you know, Lucy is kind of like, she really doesn't want Sylvie there.
Right.
Because it's the holidays and she just likes her routine. Like you said earlier, you know, she has a routine with Annie. They sit and they watch holiday movies.
Yes.
And I found it interesting that the Hanukkah part comes in where, you know, we don't really know that they celebrate Hanukkah. I didn't get that at the beginning, right? Because Lucy's talking about how they have the routine. They watch holiday movies and they just chill and it's just the two of them. It's just Lucy and Annie, and Sylvie's going to kind of throw that all into turmoil. Right. And Lucy is talking to Janet about it. And she's like, Janet says something like, meaning with family coming for the holidays. With them, there's always a problem, but without them, it feels empty. Right. And I think that sums up how Lucy feels. Like, she wants the family, but Sylvie's such a whirlwind that she's kind of like, no, you know.
Yeah. Gives her anxiety.
Yes.
So, I agree with you. It's interesting because, you know, you don't know that they celebrate Hanukkah until one night. Sylvia is she's kind of like, they're in part of the house it's Christmas and in the other half of the house it's Hanukkah. So Sylvia one night is just Sylvie. I keep saying Sylvia, sorry. Sylvia one night is just bringing it all together. She's Christmas. You know? Yeah, she wants to combine both, which is kind of cool. You know, you can celebrate both if that's okay with your, you know, you can
family
see
and stuff.
Lucy is like,
I don't want to do that.
Don't do this. I have structure. Right. Stop it. You're making me anxious.
But then, you know, Sylvie, while Lucy's at work, she finds the secret door, like in Lucy's closet. And she opens it, and there's a box of like family things in it, right? Like
it's called the Joy
memorabilia,
box.
And it's called the Joy box because their mom was Joy, named Joy, and it kind of sounds like their mom was the same as Sylvie, a little bit like a free spirit. And I got to tell you though, I would be kind of pissed if somebody came into my house and got that out, and I didn't want it out, right? And it had all this memorabilia in it. And even though it's Sylvie, it's not really hers. Right. It's Lucy's. Mm-hmm. So what would you think if someone came in and...
Not only that, but
you walk in and they're wearing
her daughter, Lucy's daughter, was there too. So she was kind of like, what is this?
What is this? Right.
You know?
Right.
Which I find funny that there's a door in your closet and you never look in it. So, but hey, whatever floats your boat. But she does.
Get your boot. What was that?
I said whatever floats your boat.
Oh, I thought you said boot.
Your boat. Your booty, we got to go find the
accent in there. I got you.
But so Sylvie, she's like, oh, well, we're going to open this up and see what's in it.
Right.
So then, that's what they do.
And then they discover
outfits.
Clothes. Right.
And Annie's in awe because she didn't know much about her grandmother. Right. But she's now learning that her grandmother was kind of cool and hip. And, you know, that's what she wants to be because she does have this crush on Max. And then they come across a recipe. What was it?
Joy bar.
The Joy bar. They call it the Joy bar.
Yes.
And so now Sylvie has an idea.
She wants to make
the
Joy bars.
So that's a cool scene.
So Sylvie wants to make them at the bakery. Yes. And Lucy doesn't want to.
No.
And Sylvie wants to help with the financial situation because then you find out she's like a partner.
A silent partner.
We find out she's a silent partner in the bakery. And, you know, Lucy won't tell her what's going on, but they have repairs they need to make. And they're in sort of some financial straits. And Sylvie really wants to help with it. But, you know, Lucy's so reluctant. She's like, no, I got your silent partner for a reason. It's the silent part I want.
Yeah.
Just zip it and just do.
Well,
but Sylvie thinks that the joy bars are going to be the solution.
Right.
But they're like a healthy bakery.
Yeah, they're like a vegan.
They're like a vegan bakery.
And they have their customer base.
And the joy bars are not.
Yes.
They're filled with all of the good stuff,
the complete
right?
opposite.
Like the crispy cereal and the marshmallows, and sounds good to me.
But it's kind of like the kid situation where you tell them the situation, but they just have to learn it on their own.
Right. Now, was Annie, I'm trying to think if Annie, did she go with Max? I'm trying to remember.
Go with Max.
Are they working on their project? Because Lucy goes to pick up Annie from somewhere. And that's when Annie's wearing her grandma's.
Yes.
What she thought was a dress, right?
Yes,
so she wears her dress because she's trying to impress Max. Because it's something she normally doesn't wear.
Right.
And she had been around Max, and Lucy picks Annie up and she's like, what are you wearing?
I know.
What is that? And like you kind of said, though, it is a little odd that Lucy didn't know what was in, like, that it wasn't her mom's.
Right. Like she kept
Maybe
the
she
box,
put the box
but
away, but didn't
know what was in it.
Right. Or look in it.
Right. Yeah.
Very often, or since she put it away.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. And then she says it was, did she say it was grandma's or it was Joy's?
It was Joy's.
It was Joy's, yeah.
But she called it a
Sylvie
shirt.
got it out. And, and that's what Lucy's like, Sylvie says it was a dress, but that's a shirt.
Yeah.
It's not meant to be a dress. It's supposed to be a shirt, I thought that was kind of cute.
That was a cute scene right there. So going back to the restaurant, I thought it was pretty cool because, it was all like, Sylvie wanted to make it festive and everything.
Oh, yes. We didn't talk about this.
But Lucy, she wanted to have it her own way. And it kind of reminded me of like Gordon Ramsay and his little, fix up the restaurant. That's
his shows.
Straits.
Yeah.
But they decide to make it festive. But to get Lucy out of the way, she had said, have Cole help you widen the hallway because the inspector had come in and said the hallway's not wide enough.
No, she wanted her to help Cole, not Cole to help her.
Right, to be the helper.
Right.
So while she was off helping Cole do the renovations in the hallway, they spruced it up with Christmas stuff. And I really liked how they wrapped the tables with wrapping paper. That was so, and they put a bow on the back of the chair.
Right.
And I thought that was very cool.
They made it very festive because there were a few things in there, but Sylvie and Annie and Janet all decorated it to the nines. Yeah, so it's all
and
very
festive. And they were so happy about it. And and then when Lucy came out, she was all excited too because it was, wow, what decorations can do to a place. And then she bought a jukebox in, which I thought was
pretty cool too. That was pretty cool. Yeah.
So.
And while when Lucy was helping Cole, can we just talk about, so they're sledgehammering a wall,
yes.
right? But I don't think she's helping her. She's helping him at the restaurant. I think she went to volunteer to help him. That's the way I took that.
No.
Because
there.
Oh, okay. So they're sledgehammering. Anyway, they're sledgehammering the wall, and neither of them have goggles on.
I know.
And I'm like, hello.
Where's the
safety
the protection?
first? No,
where's the protection?
I just thought that was so funny.
Because if you ever tore a wall apart, things fly around, especially if you're sledgehammering it.
And that scene was so cute because Lucy finally gets up her courage. She's kind of like to Cole, like she asks him out for a drink and she like stumbles through it.
Mm-hmm.
When she's like, do you want to go get a drink? No biggie, just a drink, like a seasonal drink, muddled by a mixologist. I thought that was so funny.
She's so
and
nervous.
Then eventually he's like, I'd like to get a muddled drink. She's so nervous to ask him out. It's kind of cute, really, and she's.
But isn't it kind of interesting? Like she owns this little bakery, right?
Yes.
The Woods Bakery. So she's in customer service and she's always talking to people, right?
Well, that's a fair point.
But then when it comes to relationships, she's like an introvert.
Though.
And shy.
If you like somebody and you're afraid of being rejected and whereas a bakery, I guess you could not hide, but you're behind the counter and,
Because I didn't get it. Did she have a breakup or anything like that? She didn't have a love before.
We don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know the history of Annie's father.
Yeah. This is one of them Hallmark movies where you're not sure if...
we don't know if she was hurt, if he died, if...
Right.
We don't know that situation.
Right. So...
Yeah, but...
Yeah. So anyways, I getting off the subject about, does she have a heartbreak?
No, that's all right. Yeah, I don't think they didn't talk about it yet.
Yeah,
Maybe
not
it comes
yet,
out
anyway.
later.
But I thought that was a funny scene when they
when she was asking him out. I just thought it was cute. She's like, muddled by mixologist.
and so the night progresses, and Sylvie decides to help Lucy get ready for the day.
Well, and that's kind of what I loved about this episode too, is you get to see the glimpses of, and I probably should have said this at the beginning, but like you do see some breakthrough moments. Like
Yes.
even though, Sylvie is a whirlwind, she comes through, she's like a bull in a,
China shop.
in a China shop. And but you see there are moments where they kind of connect as sisters.
Yeah.
And that's one of them. The one
Yeah.
you were just getting ready to talk about.
Yeah. And
Where Sylvie is helping Lucy get ready for her date.
it is
with
so
Cole.
funny because Lucy comes out in this outfit and she has these flat shoes on, and Sylvie's like, "Oh no, no." She's like, "What?
no."
These are nice shoes. They're metallic."
Yeah, she's what?
So she breaks out her mom Joy's red shoes that are like 3-inch
Right.
heels on them. I'm like, oh my god, how do
Right.
you walk in those things? And then she tries to give her lip gloss for later, to kind of plump up her lips, or a
Right.
lip plumper or
Right.
whatever it's called. And she's like, no, I'm not going to do this. But then she kind of just slips it in Lucy's purse.
In her purse. Yep. So you have so then Lucy goes on the date,
Mhm.
right, with Cole after Sylvie has slipped it in her purse, her
Yes.
little lip gloss. So she goes on the date with Cole. She excuses herself to go to the restroom and she puts on the lip gloss.
Yes.
Or lip plumper or whatever
Right.
it is, right? And in the meantime, Sylvie and Annie go to the bakery
Yes.
and start making the joy bars.
Joy bars.
But I think they were just making them, she just wanted to bake them.
Yeah, just to taste
Right.
them, to see how they...
Right. So, and you kind of find out, and that's when Sylvie and Annie kind of have a heart to heart somewhat.
Right.
And that's when Annie's saying she has a crush on somebody. And
Right. And she wants to know, what should she do? And of course, Sylvie's like, put it all out there.
you can't play it safe.
You can't play it safe.
When you know you want it, when you know what you want in a relationship, like you can't play it safe, right?
Right.
That's what Sylvie says to Annie. And then we find out that Sylvie has basically given her boyfriend an ultimatum. Like,
Right.
we need to move forward in this
Christoph,
relationship
yeah.
before we go to Machu Picchu, which I thought was hysterically funny because I had never heard of that movie until
now
it
you've
was
heard
a
it twice.
movie in Passport to Love. We just
Yes.
watched a Machu Picchu proposal.
Yep,
and I
yep.
was like, I have never heard of that in Peru. And here it is twice in a month. So.
I've known about it through Ancient Aliens.
Well,
so-
yeah, you did know about it, but I never had. And I just thought it was funny. So Sylvie we find out she actually has given her boyfriend an ultimatum, and
Mhm.
she's basically confident he's gonna
Say yes.
say yes,
Yeah.
like we're gonna move
We're gonna
forward,
move
or
to
I
the
forget
next-
what the
next level in the relationship.
right, because she wants
she wants to
a family and she
settle
wants to
down
move on.
and-
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
wants to be
so-
Lucy.
So then you go back to the restaurant,
Yes.
and Lucy has put on the lip gloss, and she's
Oh
holding.
my God.
And it was kind of funny because it reminded me of like Hitch, but we'll get
Yes.
to in a minute. But
Yes.
she's holding a glass in
Of
front
water,
of her lip
yeah,
of water.
with
And
ice.
Cole's like, "What are you doing?" And she's like, "It just feels my lips
My
feel
lips feel
like they're burning."
Oh my goodness.
And then she moves the glass and her lips are all swollen because she's
Oh
had an
my
allergic
goodness.
reaction. And all I could think of was Hitch. And if you haven't seen Hitch, it's with Will Smith and Kevin James.
Yes.
And Will Smith he goes to a cooking class with this woman that he really likes. And I can't think of the actress's name, but Gina something. But anyway. And then he eats something that has shellfish or something.
Yeah, he's
something,
allergic
and
to
he's
shellfish.
allergic to it. And his lips and his face,
His
swells up.
eyes, like
And
he's been in a
he's on
boxing
this
match.
first date and he's like, "What's the matter?"
Yeah.
And she looks at him and so that's what it remanded me of. So Lucy's
exactly
lips
what I
are
thought.
really swollen and she's mortified, of course. So.
Of course, and the first thing Cole says is like, "Whoa,
Whoa.
And she's like, "What?" It's like, "Your lips."
But it was kind of funny when she's like, "They feel like they're hot" or
Yes.
something. That's why she had the cold glass on her lips. It's so funny. Oh, gosh. Okay, so Lucy leaves. Well, she goes to the bakery.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so you cut to the next day, really, right? The next morning. And Lucy goes to the bakery and Sylvie is still there.
Right.
Right. And Lucy is upset because she finds out that Sylvie had baked all night
and used up all their
ingredients. And Sylvie kind of pleads her case like, this is going to help. They're really good. Right. You know, they're really good. It. And we didn't mention that. So after Sylvie and Annie kind of make a few, they decide, Sylvie's like, we need to make, this is what's going to save this bakery.
Right.
The Joy Bar.
And that's, she gets with Janet on
right.
that one. Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So, where are we at then?
But when she gets that day, when she goes and she finds out that they used up all her ingredients, Sylvie had asked her how was the date, and she said, "Well, it was fine until I put your lip gloss on and learned that there was bee pollen in it.
Right,
and I'm allergic to bee pollen,
and
that's why she swelled up the way she did.
Yeah, so. And I like how Lucy says nothing penetrates your Sylviness, you know, because it's like she doesn't. She just keeps going. Sylvie just keeps going, you know, no matter what. So then we cut to, I think, the nighttime. So Lucy, I think, is on board with the Joy Bar. She's kind of like, okay, we'll give it a shot. Yeah, so that's again where they're trying to, she's like, okay, she has a heart for Sylvie. She's trying to let her in, right? And then it's nighttime and we're at the festival again.
Yes.
And Annie takes a selfie with Max and the other friend who's there, right? Mm-hmm. And right before she snaps the picture, she kisses him on the cheek.
Yes.
And he
freaks out.
He's like,
what are you doing?
What are you doing?
You know?
She's immediately embarrassed, as I would be, and mortified. You feel for her in that, because you remember being a teen where, you know, here she is taking a chance, like her Aunt Sylvie said, and it did not go well for her. Now, he wasn't mad or rude or mean,
he was
which
just
I thought
shocked.
he was just surprised.
Yeah.
Right? And then you look at the picture and you see her kissing him on the cheek. And
he was like, "Did you kiss me?" She was like, "No,
no, I didn't know."
But the picture shows her.
No,
obviously,
pictures don't lie. That's kind of funny.
But
cute.
then you have Janet and you have Sylvie back at the bakery trying to sell the bars.
Yes. Yes.
And then the one customer comes in and she's like, you know, "What is that?" And of course, Sylvie tells her, and she's like, "I don't want that." You know, because she's vegan or whatever.
Oh, right. The customer.
So she leaves, and then Sylvie's like, so she's sitting there, and she's like kind of upset because she thought that, like you said, this was going to save.
It would like explode.
Right. It was going to explode.
Right.
And then outside of the bakery, is
the festival going on,
and the choirs, the carolers show up, and Sylvia gets this.
Sylvie.
Oh, I guess it's Sylvie.
You got Sylvia on your brain.
Come on, give these names. Sylvie, she gets this idea that, oh, wait a minute, we're selling to the wrong base. We need to, you know, this is, you know, vegan, and out there is people that love this. So her and Janet decide to go out there and pass them out.
Right. Just to gen up business. Yeah. Like just to get
kind
out
of a
there.
Marketing
you know,
scheme.
And the thing is, Lucy was right. She's like, you're going to make these and we're a healthy people come here for the vegan experience or whatever, you know, the vegan baked goods or
not
the healthier,
sugar
not the sugar and the eggs
and the butter
and the stuff that tastes really good.
That makes you
right.
Fuzzy.
So then she goes out, and it's kind of cool because that's where we see Mrs. Kaiser, and she's from the second episode, right?
Yes.
She's from the Hill family episode, because she was going caroling in that first episode.
Yeah.
And again, I'm looking for people, and I'm not finding them, and I have to go back, and I'm going to have to slow it down and look. But we at least see one other character.
And it is pretty cool how they kind of wove that together, because Josh had gone to Mrs. Kaiser's house as she was coming out to go to the carnival or the festival.
Right.
And then in this episode, which is 4,
this is 4.
4, she's actually now there.
Yes.
So I thought that was pretty cool.
So we see the, right. So they're kind of intertwining the storylines, which they're all, you know. And then in the meantime, Max had gone to the bakery looking for, we kind of jumped the gun with Sylvie and Janet going out. But before that happens, doesn't Max come to the bakery looking for Annie? Yes. And that gets Lucy out of the bakery.
Right.
And she goes and looks for Annie because he's like, you know, is she did she come here? And she's like, no, I thought she was with you at the booth or whatever. Mm-hmm. And he's like, no, and so then she goes looking for her.
Right.
And she finds her.
Next to Santa Claus.
Next to Santa Claus.
I know him.
Yeah. So, and that's when then Sylvie and Janet take the bars out.
Right.
Because she's gone looking for Annie.
Right.
Yeah. So then Lucy comes back and Sylvie and Janet are kind of excited because everybody loved the bars. Yes. But they didn't make no money.
They didn't make no money.
And Lucy's not real excited about that.
No.
Because she's like, you used all of our ingredients. You gave everything away and we didn't make anything.
So you've made our best day of the year into the worst day of the year.
Right.
And you can just see that just devastated Sylvie.
Yeah, because she, and she calls Sylvie careless. And that's where you kind of see where, you can't, it's sort of, like you said, Annie's a good combination of the two. Like, it's okay to be spontaneous. It's okay to have good ideas and go for it, but you also have to be practical.
Right.
And Lucy needs to be more spontaneous.
Yes. And
but Sylvie needs to be more practical. And I think we all have family members like each of them in our families. And I'm probably, I'm more Lucy.
Yes, you are.
I mean, I'm a little bit spontaneous, but I like a plan.
And I'm a little bit of rock and roll.
You're a little bit, I guess I'm country. I don't know, but
that's funny.
So I'm more like that. And I know I need to, loosen up a little bit, but and I like a plan. I like things.
Yes.
The way I
there's
like
nothing
things.
wrong with that.
I know.
Everybody can't be the same.
But you need to be a little more boring. I need to be a little more flexible, with things when things change.
Yes.
Like with change. But you can understand why Lucy's so upset, because this is her business. This is her livelihood. Mm-hmm. She lives there. She, and it's Sylvie's business also, but Lucy's there in the grind doing it every day. Right. So
she kind of tells Sylvie that she just needs to leave because she's upset,
Yeah. And then they end up back at Lucy's house. Mm-hmm. Right. And this is when her and Sylvie, and this is when a lot of the family stuff comes out. Yep. Right. So you kind of see that they're both not envious, but sort of envious of one another. Right. Envious might not be the right word, but they have misconceptions about each other. And it's interesting because when you think someone is so spontaneous, like Sylvie, like they don't have a care in the world and all they are is happy and they view everything as happiness and,
I get it.
And you realize that it's not all sunshine for Sylvie either.
No.
Like she's, you find out that Lucy, their mom died when they were young. Mm-hmm. And Lucy is still mad at her mom for leaving them and leaving her to take care of Sylvie. Yeah. And she doesn't regret Sylvie.
No.
But she just has this, I always had to be the caretaker. I had to grow up really fast. You didn't have to, And then Sylvie.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting how they each viewed what happened to their mother.
Oh, right. I didn't.
That was interesting because Lucy looked at it as she didn't want them and just went out and partied and then ended up.
She lived too carefree.
Right.
Right.
And
that's a good point.
Sylvie was more like, no, Mom loved us. And, she did what she did.
Yeah, and that was her.
And that was her point of view. And I thought that Hallmark did a really good job of explaining that.
No, that's a really good point. Yeah, that Lucy did view her mom as, she died because she was careless.
Right.
And Lucy was like, no, she was living. She wasn't just existing. She wasn't, So, yeah, that's a really good point. And we forgot to mention too that in the joy box was a menorah.
Yes,
right. That Sylvie and Lucy had made as kids when they were younger, and it's like got bottles. It was kind of cool. It was kind of cool. So they got that out and put that out. I just wanted to mention that because that comes into play in a little bit. But so then, and then Sylvie also says, you don't think I want a family too? I want a family. Yeah. I want to settle down.
Yeah.
You just think I don't want anything. I just want to go around my whole life. No, I want to settle down. And Lucy's never really thought about Sylvie in that way. So that was a really good scene.
Yeah.
I think.
And then she ends up kicking around, right?
Giddying up.
And
Well,
then,
it starts to storm. So
yes.
now we have the
so
storm.
We're at the storm scene again.
We're at the storm scene again. And Lucy, was going to make her leave, but she kind of says, you can stay.
Yeah, until the storm's
Yeah.
done.
And then Sylvie says, why would I stay where I'm not wanted? And that's kind of when they get into it.
That was a sad scene.
Yeah.
So Sylvie leaves, right? Gets her suitcase, walks out the door. And then Lucy decides to have, their routine with her daughter, Annie, which is...
Because it's Christmas Eve,
right? Watching Christmas movies with popcorn and cocoa. And Annie tells... Because... Annie's like, I wish Sylvie was here. And then Lucy was kind of like, well, she's carefree and she's got her boyfriend. Right. And then that's when Annie says, no, she doesn't. And she shows him a picture of him at Machu Picchu with some other woman.
With another woman, yeah.
And you can see Lucy was like, oh.
Can we talk about their movie picks?
Yes.
So Lucy was like, what do you want to watch? Elf? Or It's a Wonderful Life?
Yes.
It was so good.
Two of the ones that we watch.
We always watch. Yeah, they're on our list, our most
Christmas,
list. Yeah, I was like,
countdown.
ooh, that's a tough choice. I don't know. But then it got serious, like you said.
Yeah. So, and then that's when, it starts really thundering and lightning and...
The power goes out.
The power goes out.
So now we're at the power out
yes.
part that has been in every episode, right?
Right.
So
they go and get the candles and they light everything, including the menorah.
Yep, they get the menorah. I thought that was cute. And he gets the menorah, and
they're standing there, and then all of a sudden the wind starts picking up and blows open their French doors, inside, right. And all the candles go out except for the menorah.
That was pretty cool.
That gave me chills.
Isn't that part of the story?
That's part of the story, right? No, which I thought was pretty interesting.
I thought that was really cool. So I like that they're, it's Hanukkah, and they're showing it without like being preachy about it, just like they're not with like the Christian side of it, right. Not with like
Hallmark did a
Jesus
really good
being
job
born for Christmas. Like you don't get that either usually in the Christmas, but it's kind of a good way to bring it in there. Yeah. And they're giving you some lessons about it without, I thought it was really, really good.
Yeah.
I like that. So
Hallmark did a great job.
Yeah. And, I don't know if someone says, but like their mom, Joy, was all about the light that won't go out. Right. She was such a vibrant life force. So I thought that was pretty cool.
And Lucy had said to Annie, this was joy right here.
Right.
This was joy.
Is that what she,
That's what she says.
Yeah.
So pretty good, huh?
Ooh, there was a lot to unpack on that one, too. Every time I think we're going to like fly through it, I'm like, ooh, there's more. But wait, there's more. But the family intricacies are very interesting and the dynamics. And, these are two sisters who don't have their parents around.
Yeah.
And, they're trying to make the best of it. And I don't know. It's just, I'm just really liking this series. So.
Yes, it's very good.
Yeah.
So what was your...
You go first. What was your tinsel top moment?
Man, I'm telling you.
I know.
I just think, I don't know. There was a couple of them that I really liked.
Well, for me, my tinsel top moment, and, it doesn't have to be like this hugely, not hugely, but this huge like aha moment. But I thought the tinsel top moment was towards the end when Lucy and Sylvie are talking and finally saying how they feel about things, because then the hope is maybe now that they realize they've misunderstood each other and haven't realized where each other was in terms of their thinking about their mom and everything. And so that for me would be the tinsel top moment because it finally came out.
That's probably mine too.
Yeah.
Only because they do realize what the other had been going through during that time when they lost their mom.
Right. And with the storm, you can see that Lucy's worried.
Yes.
About Sylvie.
Yeah.
Because she's out somewhere. We
Especially
don't know where
after
she's
knowing
out. Right.
That she lost her boyfriend.
Right.
And that she was trying to change her life and settle down and not be whatever they call them, a gypsy.
A gypsy, right? Right.
So, hey, we all live and learn.
Yeah.
So, out of 5 ornaments, how many would you hang on this tree?
5. How about you? It's like
I too am going to hang 5. Our tree is getting very full with ornaments.
Yeah, it's going to be
here.
full. I just know it because I'm just really loving the series. I like how each is ending at the same point,
Right, at the
but
same
with
point.
different
Yes.
things going on with the families. Each family is very different, which is real life, but
Yeah.
it's still, each family is going through different
Their own little
holiday fun.
Yeah. Demons.
Yeah. Well, all right. I wouldn't go that far, but yeah.
Anyhow, is that a wrap?
I think that's a wrap.
All right. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to follow the podcast wherever you listen so you don't miss one. Also, follow us on social media. If you really, really like the show, we would really, really appreciate your positive review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. And if you didn't really, really like the show, we'd still appreciate your positive review.
I mean, we know it takes time to write reviews and everybody's busy and got stuff going on. So if you do have a spare moment or two and you want to drop a review or drop us a line, I know we'd really appreciate it. Yeah, it'd be great.
And we'll read it on the podcast.
Yeah. We'll be dropping new podcast reviews of Holidazed and the new to Hallmark holiday movies every week in July. So be sure to follow us wherever you get your podcast and on social media so you don't miss a thing. Until then, fill up your glasses and push play. Thanks for listening.
Cheers.